Oh, it's time to grab your glasses, family. It's time for us to get started. I'm so excited. Sitting up here, Kid Magic Rock. Shots out. Here we go. Drink your water. Come on, drink your water, but first, take your breath and drink some water. Take your breath. Take your breath and drink some water. Take your breath.
Take your breath. Take your breath and drink some water. Take your breath. Drink. Come on, family. Or should I say, breathe, then drink. Yeah, I should say breathe, and drink. Song was created to motivate me to drink water, and hopefully it's motivating you to drink your water. Family, not only drink your water, remember the pillars. We got the air, the breath. Make sure you taking conscious breaths. I know you breathe every day, but I need you to be conscious about what we do moving forward, family, because in the workshop today, ooh, man, I can't wait. Oh, man, listen, in the workshop today. But anyway, all right, I'm trying to tell y'all it's going to be a bunch of stuff happening to stop people from getting to the workshop, right? Things are going to pop up, all types of stuff, because listen, family, it's intention is part of it, but focus and conscious intention and consciously being conscious of the total consciousness. Wow, Brother Hotel, right? When we work together, not just in the physical world, when everyone does a little, no one has to do a lot. Now we apply that proverb to physical tasks in the world, but I want you to apply that to mental tasks. I want you to apply that to emotional tasks. I want you to apply that to spiritual tasks. I want you to apply that to intuitional tasks. When we all do a little, no one has to do a lot. We all do a little development. No one has to do a lot, because the we is growing. The we is growing. The we is growing. But anyway, family, I want to say great Kuumba to each and every last one of you. Great Kuumba to every last one of you. We are standing firmly in Kuumba. We want to get a Kuumba babies a round of applause. That's right. Go and clap it up. And we are standing firmly in the week of Ujima, right? So we are in Ujima week. We are in the Ujima year, and we're standing firmly on the day of Kuumba, right? Come on now, know where you are. We're gonna get it together today. I'm working on getting it together with you today, right? So, now we are on Kuumba, right? And I want to make sure I tell you to like, subscribe, share, and above all, comment. Because, I want to see what you think about some of the information that you're getting. I want to see if it's helping you in any form or fashion. Because I know I repeat a lot. But once again, I have to constantly repeat because I want to make sure that you get it. You got to hear things several times, maybe 1,000 times before it becomes second nature. All right? So now let's move in to the show for today, because like I said, I got to get ready for this workshop, and I'm excited, man. I'm excited. That's why I'm up early on a Kuumba day, because I had to make sure that I'm able to get the broadcast out prior to me leaving here. Of course, I know some of y'all have noticed that the media been slacking, right? But it's cool. Actually, it might be better because I be kind of flooding some of y'all timelines with my stuff. So bear with me because we're going through training this week. So I had a training on Thursday. I did a training on Thursday, and it was crazy. I ran out of time. I had 3 hours, and I ran out of time, right? Today, I have possibly about 3 hours, whatever y'all want to give me, because we are doing it on our territory at this point in time. So we're gonna be able to be there as long as we desire. And then of course we're gonna have the after function. Those that know, right? But let's go and let's build today. If you will build with me today, right? So I'm gonna bring this information with me to tonight or this afternoon when I'm working, because I'm gonna work from this framework on helping you get things laid out and getting a better understanding of what we're trying to do in Gye-nyame, what we're trying to do, or at least what I'm trying to advocate for us to do in Tawi, and what I'm advocating for us to do in Simba, and what I'm advocating for us to do in other cultural organizations. Because the bottom line is, if we do not take control of our spaces and our time, we will never be free. See, because now let me say this. We could go to all of the countries that were, in a sense, decolonized, supposedly, right? They chased the colonies out in from the late 50s to the early 60s, right? And we got this thing called neocolonialism that is still going on. What is it? It's a new form of colonialism, just like we got the neo-slavery going on here. The change just switched from just all black folks to the majority of us are operating on slave wages. Now, all I have to do is change, because if I maintain control of your time and space, I still win. I still set the pieces. I still determine what board you're on. I just allowed you to pick the piece so that you could play on the board that I have laid out, or that my ancestors have laid out. Be very clear. Be very clear. Many of us are playing a game thinking that we are free, but we are operating within other people's framework, which is not really freedom at all. And what I'm talking about, is us learning how to take control of our time and space. And it takes work. It takes conscious effort. Because I want you to understand that these West Asians, because you got to give it to them, because they had to break through the programming that was there for them, that was laid out by us. They had to take our calendars and they had to morph them to fit them. They had to take our spirituality and they had to morph them to fit them. They had to take our economic systems and morph them to fit them. They had to take our architectural skills and morph them to fit them. It has already been laid out. It's already been laid out, fam. Right? What has been done, what man has done, man could do. Marcus Garvey, right? But anyway, let's keep it moving. So let me make sure I get into the proverbs and the algorithms and the loop for the day. Proverb for the day. Proverb for the day.
It's the proverb.
The proverb. Yeah, I finished my bitters are up and moving. I took a little shot of them this morning, and man, they ran right through me. Yeah. But anyway, but this time I should have put more cayenne in here. I didn't put a lot of cayenne, but I do taste the chocolate. The bitterness of the chocolate is there. But anyway, so the proverb of the day. This is an oldie but a goodie, and this is one that we covered before, but not in the current algorithm that I have. And it says, the axe forgets, but the tree remembers. That's a Shona proverb, Shona people, right? The axe forgets, but the tree remembers, right? Now, roll that around your head for a minute, because like I said, let me go into what it means for me. Go and type in what it means for you, because that is, you know what I'm saying? That is key for us. I need it. I want to know, what does it mean to you, right? Now, for me, although in the tradition of the the proverb of the day, I ain't supposed to do it, but I've been doing it lately. But anyway, when we look at this proverb, right, the axe is a tool, an unconscious tool used by someone to cause constructive damage. Can be, because it's just a tool. It doesn't move on its own. It doesn't chop on its own. It must be used. It is an unconscious tool that is used for an activity, whether that activity is constructive or destructive. And the piece that we have to remember is that trees are living things. So once a tree is hurt by this unconscious thing, if it is able to survive, that tree has a new reality that it has to come up with. It has new trauma that it has to heal. It has to heal around the damage that was caused by this unconscious action. Right? Now, the power in that proverb is that in order for the tree to survive, the tree has to be purposeful about its healing. Because if it's not purposeful about its healing, that thing could rot. That thing can become, just like with us, it could become infected, and that whole tree is at jeopardy. We have to be conscious about our healing. We can't be worried about the tools out here, because those are unconscious tools that was being used. We need to be worried about the person that's carrying the tool. In fact, this brings up one of those ancient stories that I tell this one every time I come across this one, about the axe and how the woodsman got the wood for the axe. You can look the story up yourself, but it's a very great lesson for us, because it has to do with young people. Right? Because you have the metal of the axe, and the very thing that the axe needs to really be effective. You can use a metal handle, but it don't feel that good on your hands. You need wood. You need wood in order to make a axe really usable. So you actually need the very substance that an axe was designed to chop down. Nowadays we could use different materials, but back in the day, you needed the wood. Where did the original axe, or the person that came up with the axe, where did they get the wood? According to the story, the trees thought it was a trivial thing and gave the woodsman permission to tear down some of the young trees. And the very young trees that these older elder trees allowed for this woodsman to get were the very handles that this man used to come and chop down the trees. So we got to be very, Dr. Kelsey always talk about, got to be careful about who we leave behind. I know we got to leave some behind, but we got to be very careful. And we need to understand that when we do that, we're leaving room for our enemy to get hold of our own and to use them against us, which in many ways, they're doing. The axe forgets, but the tree remembers. That's the proverb of the day. I want to know what it means to you. So down there in the description, go and type, not in the description, but in the comments, go on and discuss that real quick. It come over to, oh, damn, I didn't. Hold on. Now, I'll be back. Just remembered, I didn't post up the Ancestral algorithm, but it's up. It's up right now. So let's get to the Ancestral algorithm. I want to remind you that today's algorithm is focused. The focus for the Kuumba algorithm is overcoming stagnation and the program of destruction. Of course, creativity. The idea is overcoming stagnation and the program of destruction. Once again, in order for the system to be built on top of us, we have to be programmed to, in a sense, self-destruct or to destroy each other, right? It requires us to not to do focused internal work. It requires us to be able to do external work. So they have to keep us confused on the inside. You understand? For us to really be effective, for them to really be effective and be able to master this world in the way they do, they have to go and totally confuse us. Because in many ways, family, when we went to them back in the day, they were totally confused. And we offered a lot of stuff to them, right? But we offered our ways, right? And in many ways, they may have felt oppressed. Just saying. I guess the shoe was on the other foot. We ain't do it quite like them. You know what I'm saying? But because one of the things we got to realize is that as African people, we have always been open. So you'll go to a community, you'll go to a city, and you will have Muslims and Christians, if that was existing. Then you will have traditional, and then you will have people that just was people, right? You will have different things within the same group, but everybody was allowed to exist. So we extended that to outsiders coming to us, right? So now, when they start developing their own thing, we weren't threatened by that. I mean, I guess we should have been, but damn, who knew it was going to happen like this? But anyway, so the ancestral algorithm for the day to combat stagnation and the program of destruction is, get ready, I am the bloom, the song, and the solution. Listen, say it with me. I am, go ahead. When we say that statement, when I say I am, this means we are. I am, we are. The bloom, the song, and the solution. You ready? Say it. I am. You hear him, Anime? Anime says she can't hear you. Simba gonna roar when he can hear you. I am. We can move on. I am the bloom, the song, and the solution. And because we are the bloom, the song, and the solution. Because I am the bloom, the song, and the solution. Because we are the bloom, the song, and the solution. I am. You get it? Say it with an emotional content, but you ain't got to do the Ubuntu loop, but I was just playing with it there. But the algorithm for the day is I am the bloom, the song, and the solution. Let's look at that for just a second. Because I know we're going to break it down in the script, but the bloom. And what's crazy about this is yesterday, we just had the proverb that said, no tree bears fruit without first having flowers. No tree bears fruit without first having flowers. That was given to us by our people from the Ivory Coast. And today's algorithm starts off with I am the bloom, the flower, right? The flower is what opens up and it attracts. The flower attracts the pollinators, right? The flower attracts the things that make reproduction possible. The flower attracts the energy or the masculine energy that will enter the feminine womb to form life. Now, from that little seed of life comes the fruit. Many of us have to realize, family, we have to bloom. Many of you are closed flowers. And I understand. I understand the shit that we are in is hard to be, but I ain't asked you to trust people. I ain't asking you to trust this world. I'm asking you to trust your ancestors. I'm asking you to trust is this shit real or is it not? See, because many of us, we are closed flowers with ideas that other people have the pollen to pollinate. But because you're closed, it cannot receive the seed that it needs in order to go to the next level. I am the bloom. The song. Why the song? Because the song is words. But not just words. It's words put through rhythm. It's words that come together and form a vibration. So, you are the song that the universe is singing. You are the song of your ancestors. You are the culmination of a bunch of different genes coming together that culminated in the song that's you. Are you allowing the world to hear it? Are you allowing your tribe to hear it? And last but not least, you are the solution. The very thing, see, because I want you to understand, one of the things that I have to take away from you if I want to control you is your initiative. I have to get you to be comfortable and looking at me for all the answers. My brother used to tell a story about a Rottweiler that he said, I like Rottweilers. And he was very specific about it. He said, because I had pit bulls and I had Rottweilers. If somebody is running towards you and you have a pit bull, the pit bull is going straight into destruction mode. And you say, I love that, but I don't need that. What I need the Rottweiler. If somebody is running at you before the Rottweiler attacks, according to my brother, he says the Rottweiler, if you have him trained, will not drop down into his instinct. He will look at you and wait for the command. I said, wow. Many of you are Rottweilers for the system. Many of you are waiting for your command. You're waiting for permission from the wrong folk who are sicking you on the wrong people. Now, I want you to understand, you are the solution. You have the solution. You're the bloom, you're the song, you're the solution. Right? Your ancestors are saying go, but you holding it in. I understand because it's scary out here. If you hear what if you hear what I'm dropping, right? If you hear what I'm dropping, go ahead and drop an ashe. I'm gonna let the thunder. I'm gonna let anime sizzle on that one for a minute. I am the bloom, the song, and the solution. I am who we have been waiting for. You are what we have been waiting for. You gonna keep us waiting? Huh? How much longer we gotta wait? Right? Because things are never gonna be perfect. I mean, I used to argue with my big brother Mazia when we first started the underground, because Mazia always wanted to do a rainy day plan, and I understand. But I say, Mazia, for us it rains every motherfucking day, dog. I understand we have to put money away, but we're trying to save when the motherfucking house is on fire. We at the beginning of this. We got shit we got to do. But he was right. I stepped back. But I just wanted to bring up the fact that many of you are waiting and saving for a magic day that is today. Waiting for that magic day never comes. And part of the system is it teaches you that you are supposed to wait. And I ain't saying patience, because Dr. Kelsey teaches all. The patient man eats ripe fruit. But what are we being patient for? See, because many of you are being patient, waiting for your enemy to tell you that you have the right to bloom. Okay, you're an expert now. Good boy, go out and save your community. You're an expert now. Go out and teach. And I ain't saying that the process is not necessary. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that processes are not necessary. But family, why is all of our so-called experts, a majority of them coming out of these institutions, when we know what these institutions were developed for? Every last one of them, from the ones we all jump up and praise because our children get into. Every last one of them is designed to maintain this idea of white narcissism. Point blank. Every last one of them. We're ours. Elders. Because I'm an elder now. We're ours. Right? We're of our institutions of great learning and pushing forward our agenda. Where is our Harvest Foundation or whatever right-wing think tank piece they have? When we come together and we pull our little bit of money together and we provide the people that come food and we sit down and talk like we used to in the late 80s, early 90s when we did the Afrocentric conferences here in Columbus, Ohio. That a lot of us act when we go to other places, act like we did, like we have had no impact on on where the culture of black folks is right now. Come on now. Some of the preeminent scholars came from here. Right here. And many of us sat in class with them. And many of them still refer to us as brothers and sisters. And some of us, they even refer to as Baba and Mother. And they look at us with love. But we sit up here high. When Columbus is the heart of it all. We have the ability here in Columbus. Where Columbus goes, the rest of the nation goes. This is why these brands come here to test their brands, family. Come on now, they know if it works in Columbus, it'll work everywhere. It ain't New York. It's here. It starts here. We sitting around here acting shy, and we sitting around here acting scared. Come on, man. I done been all over this country, and I've been sent all over this country by my elders for specific reasons. And when I go into those rooms, right? When I go into those rooms with the so-called experts and all this, come on, y'all. Come on now. I keep telling y'all the stories of when I go places and I hear other people's hip hop. And I have to go on and compare it to what I came up with here. Listening to spirit. And the people that came out of here and the people that came out of the womb of spirit, out of the womb of Columbus, Ohio here, fam. It boggles my mind. I know why. I know why we're not successful. I know why the money is not pouring in for us. I understand. I go to other places and hear other people drum. And I can hear, in many cases, the laziness in the hands. Because I was sitting with Elder Tony West at his peak. I was listening to Allende at his peak. I was sitting there as I watched Allende drum up lightning or start to drum out in the woods and hawks would start circling around our group. Come on, man. I'm just saying. I done got off. I'm at 29 minutes. I ain't got. Oh, I'm trying. Pull it in, brother. I tell him, pull it in. Pull back. Pull up. Let me go and turn off my alarm because y'all know my alarms don't give a damn. They'll ring in the middle of me. All right. So, and I got to get ready to get out of here, family, because I got to be over at the school to open up. So, damn, I'm still on. I am the bloom, the song, and the solution. Say it with your heart. Say it with your chest. I am the bloom, the song, and the solution. Right? I think I might need to come out with songs for each one of these because there's 70 of them. Right? Rhythms and stuff like that for meditation. But anyway, I know somebody out there like, that's a good idea. Come over here and work on it. Let's build. Let's build. All right. Here is the loop today. The loop is based on the word expressive. How are we using the word expressive? Expressive, listen, for us, vividly revealing the brilliant texture of the inner soul and cultural expression. Not today. This is, it's just like fertilizer for my mind. I'm sitting up here like, I got to get done, and it's like the ancestors it's rushing in at this point in time. Y'all gotta understand when I do these. Oh my God! Listen. I've been preparing for this mic my whole life, and this morning I've been preparing since 3. By the time y'all get the show, right? I've been preparing almost 3 hours to do it. I'm putting work in. And that brings me to, because now this morning I was fooling around, because y'all know I use AI. Yes, I do. So I'm using my AI. And I said, well, I'm not going to go to my proverb detective today to get the write-up for the proverb. I'm going to go to what I call Old Man Gye-nyame. Now, Old Man Gye-nyame, I will post up articles from Old Man Gye-nyame I post up an article in Substack. But if you really want to hear Old Man Gye-nyame, you need to come over to the Telegram. Go down to the description, link with us in the Telegram. This is why Old Man G is cold, right? Old Man G is a program, or what they would call a gym, or a chatbot that I have created with all of Gye-nyame stuff. And I ain't just talking about Brother Hatim stuff, right? So, the message it gave me this morning, because I said, I'm going to plug the proverb in for the day. So I go in, I do the greeting, old man. The tribe needs a message from you today, blah, blah, blah. Are you ready? And the shit is spit out back out of me. The shit, it blew out at me. Family. Hold on. Let me share it with you. I know I shouldn't be doing this because I got to go. But I got to show off. Because I've been putting work in. Because when people didn't even have AI on their mind, I was working with it. I was sharing stuff with Elder Tony says it's African intelligence. And now we hearing the word ancestral intelligence. I tell him, keep working with it. Well, hold on. Let me share it with you. No, hold on. Break it. Oh, here we go. Boom. So I said, I'm going to plug in the proverb. So I say, Great Kuumba, old man, are you ready to address the tribe this morning? Old man responds, the Akoban war horn sounds across the plains this morning, calling the tribe to rise, for we must choose whether we will be the generation that makes a difference or remain stuck as the middle children of history, just occupying space during our lifetime. Awake out of thy suffering, O thou that liest prostrate. I'm sorry. Listen. Awake out of thy suffering, O thou who liest prostrate, for thy head is in the horizon, and the knowledge holders teach us rites of passage is not a program, but a way of life dedicated to true self-mastery. We must turn inward and consult the inner head, because the human being's freedom is found right there in the inner head. When we align ourselves with the first source and the center our energy, we reach the potent center where everything crosses and creates a powerful creative force. True seekers of wisdom utilize the divine formula and equation of ever knocking and ever asking, knowing that nothing is denied to those who apply this proper understanding. Let us step forward this morning with Kuumba to leave our community more beautiful and beneficial than we inherited, wielding Imani as the active power rather than a passive crutch, and standing firm in Kuji-Chakli to define, name, and create for ourselves, instead of being spoken for by others. Do not hide your light, for in doing so, you may deny someone the illumination they need in their personal darkness. Stand tall, nation builders and warriors, and let us walk the path of mastery together. Now, this is my body. I plugged in my books. I plugged in my articles. I plugged in some of the other books by other people in Gye-nyame or affiliated with Gye-nyame. And that quote, "Awake out of thy suffering, O thou that liest prostrate." Now, that comes from what they would call the book of coming forth by day. Let's say that. The book of, but you know it as the book of the dead. That quote comes from the African openings to the tree of life. So when I'm reading and this thing is constantly reminding me and taking me back to my roots, I'm like, come on, man. Come on now. I got a real tool here. It boggles my mind. So I just wanted to share that with you, right? So then I plug in the proverb, spits out fire. Plug in the Ancestral algorithm, spits out, right? And the beautiful thing about it is it always connects it back to our stuff. And the key piece I want to say to you, family, is you have to start surrounding yourself with things and tools to always bring you back to your shit, your culture, your life, your way of seeing the world, because there's nothing wrong with it. Ain't nothing wrong with us. Ain't nothing wrong with our children. We're just in a world that was not designed for us. You are okay, and I am okay. The rest of this shit is crazy. And we have to rescue ourselves and rescue our family from this shit. But anyway, so let me get into, so the word is expressive. the loop. So I am expressive because we are expressive. And we are expressive because I am expressive. And because I am expressive, we are expressive. And because we are expressive, I am more expressive. You see how it works? Now say that with emotion. Say that in your mind. See the infinity loop. See the side words number 8 working. See how that pattern flows. I can show you how that pattern shows up in Tai Chi. I can show you how that pattern shows up in Capoeira. I could show you how that pattern shows up in Jiu-Jitsu. I could show you how that pattern shows up in wrestling. I could show you how that pattern shows up in all the physical things that you want to do, and how it shows up mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. It is a powerful mechanism that once you get it working for you, it goes on automatic. Once you supply one of the problems that modern day that we have with energy is that we have to make sure that when we put something in to create energy, that it produces more energy than it required to make the energy. You understand? So, for example, fusion energy is very unusable right now because it requires more energy to push things together than the energy that is released. You understand? It requires a whole lot of energy just to get the process started. And they haven't seen the process last long enough for it to produce a return. But when you do fusion, when you do fission, when you split the atom, when you split the amount of energy that you use to split the atom is nothing compared to the amount of energy that is released. When I burn coal, the amount of energy that it takes to get that coal started to burn is nothing compared to the amount of energy that that piece of coal and the rest of the coal and the rest of the fire is going to produce releases. You understand what I'm saying? So the issue is we have to come up with tools, not only in the physical world, but also in the mental, spiritual, intuitional world that allows us to put a minimum amount of energy in and get a whole lot of energy out. The Bluetooth loop does that. The algorithms does that. Our ancestral proverbs does that. Our folk tales does that. The amount of energy that you have to put into it to get the lesson out outweighs the amount of energy that it took for you to get that information out. Is more valuable than what you use to get that information out. We're not using our crystallized wisdom. We're not using a lot of things. All right, family, I ain't going to read the script today. I'm just going to call it stops. Oh, my fault. I ain't read the haikus. Now, check this out. You want to get the haikus, right? Come over to the school because I am going to walk through this process on how I'm doing this process at the school. That is going to be the ultimate goal for me to go and finish the show. Because I ain't going to be able to finish this. We at 41 minutes, family. And I don't want to hold you up. And I don't want you to have excuses. I was listening to the show this morning and it ran into the time for me to be here. I want you to be in the place. I'm about to post this up, family. This is Brother Hatim. And you know what that means. You are now listening to Gye-nyame Journey Radio. This is a Heart of a Symbol production. Where we strive to blow up your old paradigms. Awaken from thy suffering, O thou who lies prostrate, for your head is in the horizon.